Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Nakhon Luang, and we're going to take a look at a former royal residence that's out here, one of the 5 palaces that were built outside of Ayutthaya. This one here is quite cool. We'll talk a little bit about the Khmer influence and everything like that when we go. But anyway, this was built, I believe, by King Prasat Thong around 1610. And we're going to take a look at it. It was plundered by the Burmese, collapsed down, and then restored under King Chulalongkorn. So let's go take a look at this. This is quite cool. Right next to it, we have a little market. These always spring up in popular places. So we have all the normal Thai food and stuff like that. So you can walk around here, grab something cold to drink, grab some snacks or whatever. This is what the Thais love to do. So this is not a temple, but it was a residence. But at the top there is like a Ganesh and like 4 of the Buddha footprints. So the Thais do come here and they will pray to like the Ganesh. It's a popular thing for them to do. But yeah, there's just this little market that's right out here in the parking lot. It's under some of the shade trees, so you can grab something to eat, sit here in the shade, and kind of enjoy the day. See, like this sausages and the peanuts and ice cream for the kids, and then they're deep frying some like fish and stuff like that. And drinks, coconuts. And then over there is the Prasat River. And over here is the temple, Wat Nakhon Luang. And then they have another little walking street right here. Looks like they're over here ringing this bell. Nice and tranquil over here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is this little moon drop right here. And it has a 700-year-old, what they call a wheel of law. Oh, that bell's loud. And then somebody's on a microphone over there. And then we'll eventually walk over to that. That's our next thing. So they call this here like the floating moon. So you see up there has like the clouds. And the story behind it is supposedly this wheel of law floated down the Prasat River. And then they gathered it up and then they put it in a temple and then they moved it over here to its current location in like the 1780s or something like that. So you can see the Thais are burning the joss sticks and the candles. And then they'll come in here and they'll pray and stick the gold leaf on this. And people will come and touch their head to it and stuff. But this is unfinished. You can see where they started carving the images in it. And then it was, like I said, supposedly found floating on the river. A lot of those old tales like that, it was probably found like on the river bank, and they just said it was floating. Yeah, they call this the Wheel of Law. And then it has a few other images all around inside of this little hall. You can see she sticks the gold leaf on it. And they built this whenever they moved it over here. Some pretty cool looking little images. They've stuck tons of gold leaf on it. And you can see this one here, how the bottom of the head is kind of came apart. The plastering just came off of it. Yeah, you can just see a few of the figures up there at the top. Yeah, this is like the old style of like the Buddha teachings here. Yeah, this is a pretty neat little building. Okay, so let's go up to the Prasat now, the old palace. It's quite cool. This is a lot of fun to see. And over there is more of the temple. This is the former palace. Now it's built on the bank of the Prasat River, and it was halfway between here, or between Ayutthaya and Saraburi, where the Buddha footprint is at. And the Thai king and his entourage would go along the river and they would stop here and spend like a day and a night to rest, and then they would continue their journey up to the Buddha footprint. So this is the way in right here. And you can see these would have been like little prongs, and the tops are missing off of them. You can see the styling with those like faux windows. Now there's a lot of Khmer influence to this. The reason why is when King Prasat Thong ordered this to be built, he sent some people to Angkor Thom in Siam Reap in Cambodia, and they basically copied the pattern of the royal palace there, and then they built it in that same design. It was kind of a Khmer resurgence that you saw in a lot of these buildings during his reign. They supposedly there was either a battle in 1635 where they subjugated the Khmer kingdom, or there was supposedly one of the Khmer kings, the Cambodian kings, died, and there was like a little bit of like internal turmoil, and they might have sent forces up there, and just the threat of like invasion caused them to capitulate and sign like an agreement. I've read both, that there was a battle, and then I also read that the Khmer or the Cambodian king knew he was outmatched, so they just agreed to pay tribute. So this is inside. You can see they had the square columns, and then they have like the arches, and this would have been a covered walkway, and then there would have been images seated all around here. And what's cool is this would have had water in it. This would have had water flowing from over there, and it would have been coming down each of these little levels. This would have been just absolutely spectacular when it was new. You can see they had an image seated right here, and this would have been one of those little prongs. This would have been covered, and then it would have had all the plaster and these arches up top. Now, King Prasat Thong, I believe, was the father of King Narai. And so King Narai has another style of design that they would have put in with like the Lopburi style. You can see the stairwells. But yeah, how cool would this have been to have water in here? You'd have walked over like the little bridge to go up in there. And then they have all those faux like windows up there. And then they would have had more of those little prongs at each of the corners with the Buddha image. Actually, two of them in there. Yeah, see here, this would have been that on the corner and all the brick. And there would have been two images here. But these are completely gone. And this is just absolutely massive. Yeah, how cool is this? Not much left of the columns here. Yeah, in 1767, when Ayutthaya fell, the Burmese would have controlled all of this area, and they looted everything that they could. They melted down like the gold to haul back to Burma. They took any people back for slave labor. They did whatever they did, and all the Thais would have fled. Yeah, this would have been just absolutely amazing. When it would have been all plastered and painted white, all the Buddha images underneath this little gallery as you walked around. Yeah, and this was a residence, so up top is the main part of this complex, way up there. Yeah, that is really cool. Now, King Chulalongkorn came here and restored this during his reign in the 1800s. And then this was declared like a national historical landmark, I think in like 1935. You can see how this is built here. A little bit of the plaster work, lots of bricks. This one here, the top is missing off of it. You can see a little bit of the old wood that's up there, the same as here. Yeah, this is quite a complex. Out here, it's in kind of rough condition, but you can still see, you know, the splendor of what it used to have. And then back over this way, kind of goes into the jungle. And the river is to the east of here. That's looking west. Yeah, how cool is this though? This right here is the shot that all the Thais want. So they come over here and they take a picture of it up. And you can see the sky up above the Buddha, where the missing roof to this little prong is at. So we've looked around this first level. Let's go up the stairs into the second level now. Yeah, this is cool just to walk around here and see all of this. And the main building. Yeah, you can see this one here is in still pretty good shape. and then the inner part of the compound would have been spectacular, I think. Yeah, so here's the prong, and then they have these two Buddha images here. One on this side and one over here. These are definitely newer images, but kind of cool to see how it would have looked back in the day. You can see the guardrails or the handrails. You climb these stairs up into here. So the whole building would have been whitewashed like this. So if you could imagine, instead of being the raw bricks, that the walls would have been closed, the roof would have been here, and then everything would have been whitewashed. You can see there are a lot of Thais here today, which is pretty cool. They come over here and enjoy this also. Up here would have had the water also. So this would have been like a little wooden bridge that you would have crossed to go up here into the center. This is what it looks like up in here. So you have the gallery here with the Buddhas, different poses, different sizes. A lot of smoke coming from all this incense and the candles. And then over here is the Ganesh. And this is really popular for the Thais. You can see that center. Yeah, this is really, really spectacular. More of the gallery. And over here you can get the flowers. And I got a picture of Lisa from Blackpink here. You can just see that smoke coming off of here. And then the Ganesh, and they're praying over there. Now here are the mice. So supposedly what you do is you come over here and you whisper something in the ear of the rat, and you cover the other ear, because if you don't cover it, whatever you're asking the rat will just go out of the other ear. So you cover it, keep it in its head, and then it runs up here and tells the Ganesh. And then if you have like a wish to like get rich or whatever, then it will come true. And then this is inside that main building. So here, this is the palais pose. You see with the hand up and the hand down, and then the monkey and the elephant will be given the image, the offering. And there's various ones of different poses around here. And then this is the important thing inside of here, is this Buddha footprint. So there are 4 different Buddha footprints here. So you have the big one, you have a smaller one inside, you have this one, and then you have the 4th small one right in there. You can see where the Thais have came and left coins and stuff. And then it has 4 images facing towards it. So this is a replica of the Buddha footprint that's in Saraburi. That is like one of the really, really sacred places in Thailand. So the Thais come here and pray to it. And you see the monks and everybody else are here. And they'll leave those coins and they'll try to stand them up on their end. But check out this little hall that this is in, with that red painted ceiling. Yeah, this is quite cool. You can see the Ganesh. The Thais will leave the donation, rub it on the Ganesh, ring the bell. I think that's to get like the god's attention. I think that's why they ring that. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And we'll look at a couple of these little images, and that should be it. Yeah, so how cool is this with this little gallery? The lower arches here that you would have walked through. There would have been Buddha images all through here. And it all looks towards the center. Yeah, and this was copied from the Cambodian capital at Angkor Thom. Kind of interesting. A lot of people forget about like the close ties between the Cambodia and here. I mean, they are neighboring countries, and there are a lot of culture that went back and forth between the two. And then we can see here, so we have this image that has the small little sandstone like Buddha heads on it, and this is just in this little corner building. And the little gallery here with the way it was constructed. Yeah, I really like this. This is nice. So I guess if you're the king, you got enough money to build a house on a hill like this, huh? Just a small little shack. So you have the Buddha image here, and then you'd have like a little balcony you could come out to back behind here and kind of look around and enjoy the countryside. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Definitely away from where like the tourists come. The Thai tourists come here, but like Western tourists just don't get over here to it. Even though we're about 20 kilometers or so away from Ayutthaya, this is just not on people's radar to come over here and see this. Yeah, that first walkway that we went around at the lower level would have looked just like this, would have been covered, would have had Buddha images sitting just like this all around. And then it would have had those like big prongs. That would have been a larger version of these. Those are all collapsed down while these have been restored by King Chulalongkorn. And then this is the back of where that Buddha footprint is. Yeah, this is a cool image here. This one here is a bit older. And then the center courtyard, that smoke, you can smell it all the way from there over to here. And one last look here at this right here. That's going to finish up our video over here at this cool little royal palace, Prasat Nakhon Luang. This is spectacular. This is a lot of fun to come and see it. It's one of 5 residences that were outside of Ayutthaya. And there's like one over at Angkor Thom, one up in Lopburi, and actually there's 2 in Lopburi. The summer palace of King Narai is up there also. And I don't know if the other one was down south of Ayutthaya at Bangpat Inn. That might be the 5. Anyway, I've been to at least 4 of them, 5 if you count that one. So anyway, this one is probably the best out of all of them. It's in spectacular shape, even though it was, looted and everything by the Burmese, but it was restored by King Chulalongkorn. And I would definitely recommend, if you're over here and you want something to do away from Ayutthaya, rent a tuk-tuk or however you want to get over here to it. It would be worth your time to come and see it. It's definitely worth a couple hours. Come over here, walk around this little ruin, see all the buildings and everything like that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you've been here before, let me know. I've been here like a year and a half ago or so, almost 2 years, and I decided to come over here and see it again today. I wanted to. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and then you're notified when I post a new video. And from over here at this humongous royal palace, Prasat Nakhon Luang, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.